mighty native dancer doing his thing. Fans crowding around Congress Park. A new statue unveiled right across the way down Union Avenue. I'd say maybe a furlong and a half from the Mission Gates here at Saratoga Race Course. I know one of your most respected horses of all time, Mig.
Yeah, an absolutely beautiful statue for a beautiful horse, and a horse well-deserving. You think about his career record, 21 victories out of 22 starts. The only loss in the Kentucky Derby after being badly bothered on the first turn, lost by a neck to Dark Star. He would have been undefeated, 22 for 22, and a Triple Crown champion. He may have gone down in history as the greatest horse of all time, except for that neck.
It's part of the fabric, though, of Saratoga Springs. Great horses, great history, and we did it all again on this Monday afternoon, a gorgeous Monday in upstate New York. We hope you were in attendance. If not, we hope you were playing along at home or in your favorite simulcast parlor. We're certainly happy you've settled in with us on MSG Plus for the next 30 minutes on day number 10, Saratoga Insider. Richard Migliore, Jason Blewitt, and I'll tell you, Mig, we have kicked off this new month of August on the right foot. What a weekend, and it really got the big exclamation point yesterday down on the Jersey Shore with American Pharoah.
Well, we had incredible racing here all weekend, and particularly into the weekend. But American Pharoah, what he did at the Jersey Shore was jaw-dropping. He's even got some of the toughest critics or cynics believing now that in his greatness, and he won about as easy as a racehorse can win a Grade 1 event. He was eased under the wire in still racehorse time, 1:47.4. I can't imagine how fast he could have run if Victor Espinoza had set him down, but he did the right thing. And you know what? That bodes well for us up here in Saratoga because he won with a lot left, and in 4 weeks, there's the Travers. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't take a shot and come up to the old spa and showcase this great champion to the greatest racing fans in the world.
Well, considering Bob Baffert was on the record post-Haskell saying, I do not want to run American Pharoah against older horses before the Breeders' Cup Classic, you would think at this time of the year, at this point in the year, options are limited. In the Midsummer Derby, we'll get a purse increase of $1.6 million. And I've got to say, obviously we're homers, but when you compare that to what else is out there, coming to Saratoga Springs should be about 1 to 20.
I am a homer. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not going to make any excuses or apologies for it. I want to see him here because he will be inducted in that Racing Hall of Fame across the street one day, and I think it would look fitting on his resume to have at least one start at Saratoga before he takes his place amongst the legends.
We've got a dark day coming up here tomorrow, National Racing Report for all things American Pharoah alongside Andy Surley. Tune in, that is, 7 p.m. on MSG Plus, and that'll set us up big after the Racing Report. A dark day away from the spa, back at it this coming Wednesday. Free admission on Wednesday. Whitney weekend upon us. We'll have the 88th running of the $1.25 million Whitney Invitational, a proverbial who's who regarding the handicap division on the East Coast. One good horse after another. Honor code. Winner of the NYRA.com Met Mile will try to stretch his game out for Shut McGahee.
It's going to be interesting. This horse is so talented. He's got the brilliance. He stamped himself as a sire of the future with this scintillating victory in the Met Mile with that late turn of foot. But does that translate to a mile and 8? Does he get the same pace to set up that kind of kick? I've got my doubts about it. I really, really like the horse. I admire him. I think he's a tremendous racehorse. I just haven't seen that kind of brilliance going a mile and a furlong.
You've got Lee, you've got the defending Whitney winner Moreno, Jimmy Jerkins with last year's Travers winner and runner-up, V.E. Day, Wicked Strong, a Belmont Gold Cup winner in Tonalist, Coach Inge, Liam's Map for Todd Pletcher. What a Whitney.
This is a Whitney that, for the ages, this is maybe the best or deepest Whitney. Maybe I shouldn't say the best because we've had some brilliant horses, but you have a whole cast of brilliant horses. It's a very deep race.
Tuesday night it will be drawn downtown Saratoga Springs, and a whole bunch of six-figure guarantees on Whitney Day, number 88, $250,000, and that guaranteed pick 6, $750K, the guaranteed late pick 4, and we'll have the Grade 1 Longines test for the 3-year-old fillies, a supporting stake on Saturday's program. Let's take a look back, though. Gorgeous weather, blue skies for as far as the eye can see. On day number 10, we were fast and firm. We had a pick 6 carryover. We also had a good group of 3-year-old fillies throwing it down at 5.5 furlongs in our featured 9th race, the Coronation Cup. Here's Larry Colmus with the call.
Darling Sky to the outside, followed by Miss Ella. Dreamboat Annie's in a bit of traffic there. Had to steady just a bit, and then comes Ancient Goddess, and last of them all is My Cara Mia. And the field races for the turn in pursuit of Lady Shipman. Lady Shipman 3/4 of a length over Manil and Super Sacks, and the first quarter was blazed along in 21 1/5 seconds. Lakeside Sunset is down on the inside, running in 4th position. Wide run for Darling Sky. Then comes Miss Ella, followed by Ancient Goddess, and they're coming toward the top of the stretch. Lady Shipman off the turn in front, a 2-length lead. Manil is second. Super Sacks on the outside, third, drifting out. Miss Ella is closing through an opening on the inside, and here she comes, but she's far behind Lady Shipman. Lady Shipman's 5 lengths out in front. Miss Ella has clearly taken second. Darling Sky is third, as Lady Shipman just rolls again. Lady Shipman over Miss Ella, and then it was Darling Sky and Ancient Goddess.
Wow, a freak in every sense of the word. Lady Shipman has a very modest pedigree. She is just a lawnmower turf monster, about .26 off the track record.
Just a scintillating performance, a half in 43 and change. 54 and 4 shading, 55. We were talking about it just now, trying to come up with a horse that had gone as fast as that. And the thing about her, too, is you look at her in the paddock, she's quiet. You would expect a horse with that much speed to be, like, revved up and always on go, kind of nervous energy. She seemed pretty laid back about everything.
A gorilla first ever stakes win in the meantime for her trainer, Kathleen O'Connell, at Saratoga, and she was alongside the Mig.
Kathleen, Lady Shipman, she's so fast. Do you ever worry that she's going too fast early?
Well, I always worry, and 21 with a long shot right on her tail was a little bit of a concern. She's been such a lovely filly, and she really is special, you know, and it's not like you can take a horse out of their own element. I'm sure I can tell you that.
Well, as fast as she is, though, in the morning, is she difficult to train?
No, she's a little strong. I mean, under certain circumstances, but basically she's just been a pleasure to be around, and I think her most attribute is her brain. I mean, if you saw her in the paddock, she just takes everything in stride. Like I say, she's just been wonderful.
I mean, you've had a long, successful training career, but this is your first stakes win in Saratoga. What does that mean to you?
I need a few more.
It makes you hungry to come back and do it again?
Yes, it does. This is a lovely place with a lot of history.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well said by Kathleen O'Connell. Heck of a job thus far with this daughter of Midshipman, Lady Shipman, and it's nice to see these spa wins get spread around, especially a stakes win to an excellent horseman, or horsewoman in this case, who had never won one.
Yeah, you know, and interesting because she's been around a long time. She knows what she's doing. She really is a terrific horse person. And even the rider, you know, Eduardo Nunez, the guy I rode with some in Florida, to come up to Saratoga and take home the money when you're facing the best of the best. Everybody that can really do it, train, ride, run, they're here. This is summer camp for adults, and they came in and got the money.
All right, blazing speed on the turf with Lady Shipman. We'll go just as fast as we get on to race number 8. This capped the action on the main track for week number 2. Good group as well. These are tough older horses, high-priced, $80,000 optional claimer. And Larry Colmus once again from the chute.
Grotto and Integrity with Res Judicata, these 3 out for the lead together. After that, it's Integrity on the far outside. The favorite Anchor Down is away running in 5th, and now coming up on the inside and up into 4th. Chivarelli is at the back of the field, and the leader is Green Grotto. Green Grotto on top, a length and a half. Integrity is second. To the outside, it's Res Judicata. Anchor Down is at the rail, and they went 22 and 2 for the first quarter mile. Then it's Chivarelli. Den's Legacy's only 4 lengths behind as the field races past the half-mile pole with Green Grotto leading the way. Green Grotto in front by a length. Integrity and Res Judicata in pursuit, second and third. Anchor Down the favorite, 4th, and down on the inside. Now coming under a ride is Anchor Down. Anchor Down is now 3 lengths off the lead. He's down on the inside with work to do as Green Grotto will take them through a 45 flat half mile and turn for home in front. Green Grotto's been there every step of the way. Res Judicata is second. Anchor Down is on the rail. On the far outside comes Den's Legacy. Green Grotto still there with 1 furlong to run. Fernando Jara and Green Grotto into the final 16th in front. On the outside, Den's Legacy is running after him. Here comes Den's Legacy. Green Grotto, Den's Legacy. It's Den's Legacy. In time over Green Grotto. Then Chivarelli and Anchor Down.
Close finish. And I'll tell you, Mig, the eventual winner of this race, Den's Legacy, needed every inch of about the 1,100 feet off the quarter pole to run down Green Grotto, who I feel a little bit bad couldn't seal the deal.
Green Grotto did everything but win, and you got to feel for the horse because he tries so hard every time he lays it on the line. But Den's Legacy, a big price. He came running, got it done. This horse looks spectacular out on the racetrack and gives Ricardo Santana a second victory here. This one, not for Steve Asmussen.
Frivolous jockey's objection, in my humble opinion here. And there you go. Big hug, big high five with Ricardo Santana Jr. and Ron Moquette, who, by the way, in the winners by Medaglia d'Or, it does seem like over these last few cards, the tide is starting to turn with some of these Kentucky outfits getting wins here at Saratoga.
Yeah, listen, they're good horsemen. They're trying to bring the right horses here. I'm sure there is a bit of a learning curve to figure out how you get it done here, how things fit. But I agree with you. They're getting it done now. And I was looking at that, though. You know, when you see a jockey out on the racetrack and the numbers blinking, that is one of the worst feelings in the world. I remember sitting there and your heart sinking going, God, we got the money. Can't we just, like, stop the light from blinking, take it, and go home? It's just a bad feeling.
Not guilty the call, though, for Ricardo Santana. We talked about his win on the Racing Report with Holy Boss, who won Saturday's Amsterdam, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. You won't have to wait as long for Runaway Posse. He's a big favorite. We'll see how he did on the turf in the 7th when we come back. This is Saratoga Race Course, the nation's oldest sporting venue. What a summer it's been so far. The racing's been outstanding. The fans have been so supportive, both at the admission gates and, of course, at the betting windows. And we'll spice things up and give back a little on Wednesday. Centennial Day at the Old Spa, free admission. And you could come out and celebrate Saratoga's 100th anniversary. And I think you've missed maybe only 2 out of the 100. Is that the...
No, actually, I think it's 96, so 4. Yeah, I'm not that old. Come on.
All right. You look great, though, Mig. You really do.
Well preserved.
Well preserved. We're rolling along. We're going to fire. We're going to continue to fire a nice triple-digit buyer on tonight's show. We need some help, that's for sure. It's been a long week. Let's get him in the gate. Race number 7, Larry C. Back from a day at Monmouth Park. Another Haskell call for Larry with American Pharaoh. Far more horses competed in today's 7th race. A New York bred, 2 other than on the turf.
Until it quickly takes over. And on the far outside, there goes Balderdash into the early mix, too, as Storm splits horses. And then it's Point Roll in status of forces. Iced Over is about 7 lengths off the lead early as the first 5 really kick on into that turn. So the leader will be Good to Look. Good to Look opens up by 2. Point Roll is running in 2nd. Status of Forces 3rd. Storm is 4th. 3 lengths ahead of Balderdash, running in 5th by another 4. Then it's Iced Over, followed by Bluegrass Flash. On the outside is Runaway Posse. Talk Therapy down toward the rail. And then comes Powerful Instinct. And far behind is Analysis. 22 and 4 was the opening quarter mile. And they continue through a 46 and 1/2 mile. The pace is hot and Good to Look is setting it. Point Roll is 2 lengths behind. Status of Force is 3rd to the outside. Storm is 5 lengths behind 4th, moving into the turn. Beginning to pick up stride now is Runaway Posse, who's getting going. Runaway Posse 7 lengths off the lead, progressing into the turn. After that, on the inside comes Balderdash and Bluegrass Flash to the outside. Around the far turn, and Good to Look's getting away here, but it's run 3/4 in 109 and 3. Good to Look turns for home with a 4-length lead, and Runaway Posse's got a furlong to get by. Good to Look by 3. Runaway Posse reeling him in on the outside. Good to Look by 2. Runaway Posse a long way back to Iced Over, who's running in 3rd as they come down to the line, and Good to Look is holding on. Good to Look never looks back here. Runaway Posse was 2nd, and there was Iced Over and Powerful Instinct.
Speed did okay on both the Melon and the Inner Turf course today, and that was evident, man, at a big price. Danny Gargan, Junior Alvarado, and the gelding by the late Disco Rico, and Good to Look.
Good to Look. He looked good doing it. He had a lot of speed, and he let him bounce along. This horse was a handful in the paddock, really tough, kind of on fire, and it carried over. Maybe he needs to be worked up to run this good, but he led them flag fall to that's all.
And we see Danny Gargan about to give the thumbs up, or meeting and reuniting with Junior Alvarado and Good to Look in the winner's circle. Maybe we missed the wedding on Danny Gargan. He's only run 4 horses here this meet. He's got 2 wins. Hey Bro at 50 and change on the first Saturday, and this guy right here paid over $70.
Yeah, now it's going to be hard to get that price, and is he going to put over those kind of numbers again? I agree with you. We might have missed the wedding.
You got to be ahead of the curve in this game. It's tough to do. We hope you cashed on Good to Look. Let's see what else happened on day number 10. We began with the jumpers at 1 p.m. The rescheduled steeplechase race. A week ago, it was like the apocalypse. Well, today, the proof is in that blue sky. They're coming down to the final fence, and here's Larry.
It's African Oil, who will be up and over there. African Oil, and here comes Selection Sunday. Zeros is back to third. African Oil, Selection Sunday, trying to run him down late, but it's African Oil, and he did it from last to first. Selection Sunday was second, and it is a photo for third between Ciros and Mandola in the Jonathan Kaiser Novice Stakes. And they come into the stretch, lined up 3 lengths ahead of Enduring Touch, who's 5th and trying to close in. Furlong to go. Nejma to the inside, Cryptic Comet. Samus to the outside. Behind them under the moonlight, Enduring Touch on the far outside. They're coming down to the line. Cryptic Comet with the rail in the lead. Cryptic Comet on the outside, Enduring Touch. Cryptic Comet won it. Enduring Touch was second, and then came Samus and Nejma. They come to the top of the stretch. Then it's Somerset Sandy. Celestial Sighting is getting going now on the far outside. They're into the stretch. Rescue Cat. Celestial Sighting on the far outside is closing in. So too is Somerset Sandy. And now these two are 1-2. Somerset Sandy and Celestial Sighting. And they will decide it down to the wire. Celestial Sighting. Celestial Sighting runs down Somerset Sandy to win it. Miscue was third. Alyssa and Elisa was fourth. And right alongside 4 black even. Danafos went wide and is back running in third. And My Tommy Boy's right there fighting on between horses. Scorecard Harry's down on the inside. Into the final furlong. Euros to dollars in front. And pulling away now, but a new challenge again from Danafos on the outside. Scorecard Harry in lead by example, who's closing late. Euros to dollars has won it over Danafos. Then lead by example in Scorecard Harry. Half mile in 44 and 4. They're into the stretch. Henry's Gal, Greek Life coming up the rail. Greek Life and Henry's Gal. These two pass the 8th pole together, and Greek Life's in front. Henry's Gal second by 3. Then Liberty Fuse, followed by Darling Bridezilla and Time for Angie. But it's Greek Life and Javier Castellano. And Greek Life will win it. Races for second. Henry's Gal holds off the challenge of Darling Bridezilla. Liberty Fuse finished 4th. The stretch. Hinder turns for home in front. Here's a challenge from Eloquent Tribute on the outside. Hinder trying to shake away though. Hinder's got it by 2. Moving on the outside is Scat Capade into second, and Orient Harbor is closing through on the inside. Farther out, Lost Bus is putting in a run 2. Hinder to catch in deep stretch. Orient Harbor finishing well. Hinder, Orient Harbor. Hinder holds on. Orient Harbor was second, and then came Scat Capade and Lost Bus. Toward the top of the stretch is Accelerate, and they're turning for home here. And the leader is La Dama de Hierro, joined on the outside by Saratoga once again. And here comes Accelerate with a rush on the far outside, and Confessa too, but it's Accelerate coming by Saratoga in the final 16th. And it's going to be Accelerate to win it a half a length. Saratoga was second, and then it was Confessa and La Dama de Hierro.
An extra day to study up for that Wednesday double Pick 6 carryover. 206,000. Pick 6 Central. Carryover Central at Saratoga, Mig. We'll have the free admission for Centennial Day, and the card ended on the grass. It began on the grass as well. We went over the fences, though, at 2 1/16 miles, and what an effort. Horse, trainer, jockey, you name it, the complete package with African Oil, who ranged out into the clear before the last fence on the backside and just was awesome in today's first.
And he really was, and he got a very confident ride by Bernie Dalton for his wife, Kate Dalton, and they've really turned this horse around. And why I wanted to look at this, too, was watch as they're coming to the wire. It's all hands and heels, and watch, he's got it won, and now he's going to reach down. He's going to start giving this horse a little pat, a little appreciation, like, thanks, buddy. You made me look good. And, you know, that's what it's all about, relationship between horse and rider. And if you go back, and I think people should. You'll get a kick out of this. Go to watch the race when he ran at Golden Gate, January 19th. He came out of the gate slowly, went about 10 feet, stopped, and started bucking. And obviously, he was telling everybody, I don't want to be a flat horse anymore. They took this horse, got him going over fences, changed his mind, and he's got a whole new lease on life.
Yeah, second careers. It's what it's about for those older horses in the jump races. A good job all around with African Oil, who I'm not sure if he qualifies for the New York Turf Riders regarding conditions, but off this race today, if he's eligible, I'm putting him in the Grade 1 later in the meet.
He looked good doing it today. Why not a step up?
And a whole bunch of claims, Big, not to cut you off. Wheeling and dealing, a few shakes. In fact, 3 consecutive shakes, and people, you can tell, no matter what your stake in the game, people just want to be involved at the spa.
Need action, and the sales are starting next week. They got a chance to buy some horses.
You and I may have to look.
I got a few in mind.
All right, nice Pioneer the Nile yearling maybe? That sounds pretty good to me.
That's out of our wallet, our price range.
I don't know. All right, let's move on to the third segment. A look back at the week that was. We'll have La Verdad, a few other highlights, little Pletcher and Javier on this Monday edition of Saratoga Insider. Century-old pines at Saratoga Race Course. A cool summer breeze on this Monday, August 3rd. We charge down to the wire on day number 10 of Saratoga Insider. A look back at the week that was beginning, and it's the truth. With La Verdad, a perfect 4 for 4 on the year. She sizzled last Wednesday in the honorable miss.
Boy, this race had to set her up perfectly for the ballerina, and this year I see her getting 7/8 more readily in top flight company, because she's kind of gotten a little bit of a different dimension. She still bursts out of the gate with that big energy, but she kind of settles a little bit more on the lead. And then when the rider asks her, she's got that kick. She kind of ripped the race open in the middle. La Verdad looking good.
How good was Saturday's Grade 1 Vanderbilt between Rockfall, who showed he's got guts along with talent, and the big beast who loves it here at the spa?
To me, this was the race of the meet so far. I actually got goosebumps down on the rail watching it. It reminded me of everything I love about this game. 2 world-class thoroughbreds throwing it down, giving their best, and 2 riders pulling out all the stops.
And is this the current female version of perhaps 4-star Dave or Stop Charging Maria, who loves the main track at the spa?
She just loves upstate New York. She just gets up here and blossoms. Ran her record to 4 victories now from 5 starts for the second, and took it to the champion 3-year-old filly from last year. Basically a match race all the way around. Great job by Todd Pletcher and Javier Castellano to beat the champ.
And speaking of which, Javier Castellano, he's the week's hot jockey, put up some big numbers. And how do you like that rundown of stakes victories?
Javier got off to a little bit of a quiet start for him, but boy, he burst out in a big way, and you knew you can't keep a good rider down.
Jockey standings with 10 cards down, a quarter of the meet already down here in Saratoga 2015. Singles across the board, except for Irod Ortiz, who picked up his second. In the nightcap today, he walked away with 2 wins. John Velasquez, the old iconic Hall of Famer, was 17, and there you go. Speaking of iconic, here is Mr. Saratoga, Todd Pletcher.
Just an incredible start, and I didn't think he could keep the pace going that he had at Belmont Park. Boy, was I wrong. Not only did he keep the pace, I think he picked it up some. He's just throwing 7 different kinds of smoke.
The record 38, he achieved that back in 2011. He's already got 15, but it's been a good meet so far for Bill Mott, Chad Brown, some impressive names on that list. And above all that, we've seen some out-of-towners, again, like Kathleen O'Connell today in the stakes win in the Coronation Cup, ship in and get a victory here. And that's what I love about Saratoga.
Well, absolutely. Horses ship in from everywhere. People are only bringing their best, and they're bringing their A game. We see it from trainers, riders. Everybody wants to make their mark at the spa.
And speaking of making a mark at the spa, the iconic, late, great H. Alwyn Jerkins will have a race named for one that he trained, and a mare that loved winning the ballerina, Shine Again, who was a real good one here a few years back, and her namesake will be the featured 9th race on Wednesday, as Stonetastic is first up for trainer Kelly Green.
Stonetastic coming off the long layoff since the La Brea day after Christmas, I believe it was, opening day of Santa Anita. She was so impressive here last year. 7 furlongs is a tough distance to return at, though, and that's the question mark for me. You know she's fast, you know she's good, she's got a really good work tab leading into this. 7/8 is just a concern.
Little Sweet Basil, what do you think of her? And we're looking at a race at Gulfstream.
Well, I love, definitely love sweet basil, especially a little mozzarella, fresh tomato. But she's turning back in distance. She's going to need to be a little faster. She's facing a little better company than what she was facing down there.
And Chad Brown towards the top end of the trainers list at Saratoga with 10 cards completed. He'll send out Wavell Avenue.
And this was a big effort sprinting for her last time. I got to think that Chad wouldn't have entered her here unless she's showing him all the right signs. Chad doesn't put horses in to run. He puts horses in to win. And I got a feeling this filly might be a little bit of a price, too.
She's one of the few by Harlington that can run, and we'll see how she does Wednesday in the Shine again, and we'll see who Andy and Maggie like on a day we've got a double carryover.
Thanks a lot, guys. Well, you're going to have to bear with me for my selection for Wednesday's card. We're 10 days into the meet. Let's face it, like everybody here, I'm getting a little giddy. I got a horse I got to bet in race number 7, and that's the 8 Zealous Wildcat. You're going to have to be a believer. The 7 in this race, Sanctifica, is going to be a very hard horse to beat. I've tried Zealous Wildcat in the past. I bet her last time. It didn't work out. She was down on the inside that day. You did not want to be down on the inside in the beginning of that card, that's for sure. She lost to a very nice horse, and I'll take charge. She's got that race under her belt. Now she has the recency. And I think that we're going to see something from Zealous Wildcat. Can she beat Sanctifica? I don't know. But I'm going to try to beat her. And Zealous Wildcat's going to be a fair price in the 7th race. And at Saratoga, if we need a winner, we got to get a fair price. That's the horse for me as we head out to Maggie.
Thanks, Andy. Taking a look forward just today to the Wednesday card here at the Spa. We're going to take a look at race number 7. It's a maiden special weight for the fillies and mares, going 6 furlongs and checking in with a second-time starter from the Jimmy Jerkins barn. That is number 5 here. Once again, Prospector's Moon. Now, this gal has quite the pedigree. A daughter of Malibu Moon. She's a half-sister to Ender's sister, who was a good racehorse herself and has produced some nice horses as well, stakes winners to boot. And this filly was just so impressive to me physically. She's big, she's good looking, very classy acting as well. Now, she had a bit of a rough start. She was a bit slow and then kind of got pinched and cut off. So I don't know how much that influenced her running, but Jimmy Jerkins just always better, I think, with his second-time starters. So that's why I'm going to go with Prospector's Moon for the Wednesday card as your paddock insider. Jay, Mig, back to you guys.
Little preview of that Pick 6 carryover, 206K. We say congratulations to the connections of Lady Shipman. Don't forget the National Racing Report tomorrow. Back Wednesday with free admission. Good night.